Hello everyone and welcome to our latest Whirlwind Heights forecast and our updates. And in this forecast, I'm going to discuss the heat wave that's been going on in the United States for a while, the impacts it's made, and where it's going to go next, and how it's going to evolve, and how the situation's going to go, if it's going to die, if it's going to re-intensify or something. We're also going to talk about Tropical Storm Basto. I think Genevieve is still out there in the Pacific Ocean, but Genevieve is definitely weakened. It was a Category 5 at one point, but I think it's weakening. And then other than that, we'll check our critical virus, and yeah. So, finally a shorter intro. Without much more to talk about in this intro, let's roll the forecast. Alright guys, and I'm going to start off like always with our significant severe weather outlooks. Starting off with today, which we have a double barrel slight risk of severe weather. One for Tallahassee, Bain Ridge, Lake City, Jacksonville, Florida, Georgia, northern Florida, and southern Georgia. There's another slight risk of severe weather up here in North Dakota, northwestern South Dakota, and eastern Montana. Our tornado risk does not exist today. And our damaging wind risk, the damaging wind risk is what's driving these two slight risks of severe weather, both in Florida and in the northern plains, which are two completely different areas, by the way. And we don't have a hail risk down here in Florida and Georgia, but we do have one up here in the northern plains. Tomorrow's risk is another slight risk of severe weather here for Nebraska. There is 0 tornado risk, a 15% wind risk here in Nebraska, central Nebraska, and then a 5% in the Great Plains and Midwest. Our hail risk is a 5% across Nebraska, South Dakota, into Montana. There's another one for Minnesota there. So generally, those are pretty low, and then we got a double barrel marginal risk of severe weather. So, I mean, one of these could be upgraded to a slight risk, by the way, but I'd say the risk is pretty low. I would say for tomorrow, I mean, I wouldn't rule out a tornado risk being put into place, but ultimately the tornado risk is low. And then, obviously, our day 3, so which is the Friday, we have a low risk of severe weather. Alright, then we don't have anything for day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, or day 8. So, I mean, let's just move on to the excessive rainfall outlook. We have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall for Massachusetts, Connecticut, and southern Vermont, where we're easily going to see excessive rainfall, and we could see up to like 3, 4, 5 inches of rain, which we already saw a flooding event occur here yesterday. But crazy enough, the flood emergency that I do know that happened yesterday didn't even happen here where there was a moderate risk of excessive rainfall. There are obviously flash flood warnings given there's a moderate risk of excessive rainfall, but I mean, I would be ready in Massachusetts. No need to panic, but guys, you need to have a plan ready to go just in case you need to get to high ground. If you live in a lower, I know these areas are higher elevation. If you live on a low elevation or on a hill, I mean, I'd move out of there. Not move out of there permanently, no, but like, I'd get to a safe spot, like maybe where where you don't get out of low-lying areas in case there are any. I mean, there's Hartford and Springfield, Pittsfield here. So, yeah, but also be aware of, maybe perhaps landslides. I mean, that's a low risk, but I mean, I'm not sure how much of a risk that is. But I would be ready, guys, if you live here in Massachusetts. I mean, we had a significant flooding event on the way. No need to panic, just have ways to receive alerts. And then we have a slight risk of excessive rainfall for Denver, for Morgan, and Pueblo, And in Colorado, nothing too concerning. Just had ways to receive alerts. Greeley's also included in that. Turn around and don't drown on the uh, roadways. Here's something that I do think could get upgraded to a moderate risk of excessive rainfall, especially considering how confident the storm prediction or the excessive rainfall outlook, whoever runs them, has been. SPC, I guess. We have a full-blown slight risk of excessive rainfall right now for South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri tomorrow. I do think that this could be upgraded to a moderate risk of excessive rainfall. And what I do think also could be is the day 3 or Friday, which is another slight risk of excessive rainfall for Wisconsin, Rochester, Minnesota, Iowa, and Illinois, where we could see more flooding. And honestly, this is another one that I think could be upgraded to a moderate risk of excessive rainfall. And then there's literally another one here for the Saturday for the Ohio Valley, aka my neck of the woods. And so be ready for Kentucky. If you live in Kentucky, southeastern Indiana, or southern Ohio, we have another. It looks like this will be another significant flooding event where I wouldn't even rule out a moderate risk of excessive rainfall. All right. Anyways, and then our day 5, which is just Sunday, is in just a marginal risk right now. And I mean, it could be upgraded to a slight risk of excessive rainfall, but overall, for Pennsylvania, New York, I'm not looking at too much concern. So yeah, that's your flooding, and then let's go to tropical depression. Fausto. I mean, this man is not showing up on satellite at all. This thing just completely faded away. So, I was thinking that this was going to make dangerous impacts on Hawaii, but it never did. It could still make some impacts, but I'm not looking at too many impacts. Maybe slight coastal flooding, but overall, it is not going to affect Hawaii that much. So definitely underperformed in its impacts, which is what we'd like to see. It's not necessarily tropical storms being strong that harms people. It's them making landfall in high population centers at that strength. And speaking of strong hurricanes, this is Hurricane Genevieve, Genevieve, I think. Yeah, Genevieve. Got it. Okay. Genevieve is still a Category 3 hurricane, so it's still pretty intense. It's going to weaken back down to a Category 2, though. It's going to weaken drastically over the next few days. Eventually down to a tropical storm. And, we've been talking about the Pacific Ocean nonstop for the past few forecasts. There's been, we had a tropical storm Fausto, and Hurricane Fausto, I think it started off with Hurricane Alita, and then there was Tropical Storm Fausto, and then after that was Hurricane Genevieve. And Fausto, Genevieve, they were going on at the same time. But yeah, again, Genevieve, I don't see making any major impacts on land. It would have to drastically change to do that, and if it does, then it's going to be an extraordinarily weak tropical cyclone, or probably lower than that. So, we're going to continue to update you about this, but if you're traveling through this area, you might want to delay your plan or make a different route, but, unless something drastically changes, this is going to weaken down. It's not going to be as much of a concern, but I still don't drive through tropical storms. Don't take your ship or plane through a tropical storm. I wouldn't do that. I'm not the one who is deciding to cancel or delay flights or cruises, but I mean, I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't push yourself to do that. Okay, and let's go over our jet stream because let's go over the GFS. We're gonna look at our 300 millibar wind because I think the GFS 300 millibar wind and the GFS in general has been very accurate about these tropical storms. I mean, the GFS was showing these all these tropical storms form after a little. The GFS was showing each one getting stronger and stronger, which was 100% true. I'm pretty sure Alita was just a plain old tropical storm. Foster was a Category 2, and then Hurricane Genevieve was a Category 5. Actually, no, I want to look at 300 millibar wind. Alright. And this definitely isn't a hurricane, or a tropical storm. I was trying to figure that out, what the GFS was showing there, but that's definitely not. And as you can see here, it looks like the Pacific Ocean is going to get a whole lot more quiet. Now, the jet stream doesn't show every single tropical storm that forms. I mean, there could be one here, but overall, it looks like it's going to get more quiet. And the GFS has been accurate in predicting all these tropical storms that have formed in the Pacific Ocean. Tropical Storm Alita, Tropical Storm Fausto, Tropical Storm Genevieve. I mean, it's been wild. Let's go to the Atlantic Ocean, which has just been so quiet. And it doesn't look like it's going to pick up very much activity very soon. This is a little bit suspicious right here. I'm going to pay attention to this. I mean, it's long term, so we don't know, but the GFS has been very accurate lately in predicting these tropical storms, hurricanes, and stuff. But yeah, as of now, we don't know what's going to happen in the Atlantic Ocean. It's been extraordinarily quiet. I still do think we're going to have some kind of hurricane and probably even a major hurricane at one point in the Atlantic Ocean. But it definitely looks like it's going to be a very quiet year. Which is, I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. It's a very good thing to see because of everything we saw in the past few years. I mean, 2025 wasn't a horrible year unless you're talking about Hurricane Melissa. Other than that, I don't have any hurricanes that I can name that made any major impacts. But I don't think we're going to have anything Hurricane Melissa this year. I think this year is just going to be super quiet. But, I mean, be ready, guys. Because that one major hurricane that does happen, you never know what it can do. So, I would be ready for that. Alright, now let's just go to our jet stream, okay? Which we have this big ridge here, which I forgot, by the way, to go over the heat wave. I am going to do that after showing the jet stream. This is okay, guys, sorry, there was a little interruption there, but as you can see, this ridge is going to break down, but, I mean, it looks like another one will just build up eventually. But in the meantime, there will be a little bit of severe weather here in the Northern Plains, but the reason why the severe weather is going down is because, and the reason why I don't think it's going to change too much is that I think eventually we're going to enter a zonal pattern, so the severe weather is going to get very quiet. I think it will be time for heat to come in, which I don't really like heat. But let's go over our temperatures. And for this one, I'm going to do apparent temperatures. Because, feel like temperatures, the actual temperatures, we're going to go over feel like temperatures. Because that's what it feels like. That's what you're going to feel out here in the Great Plains. Alright. Let's go over. As you can see, I think one of two scenarios happened. Either one, this heat wave continued going up north or died out, or just shifted back to the south. Either way, we do have heat going on right now in Texas and Oklahoma, where we have a widespread 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Isolated locations are up to 105 in peak temperatures, and it looks like this is going to continue to go south. And we'll have a slight, I don't know if I would call this a heat wave, but we got some heat that will remain up here in the Great Plains. And then we're going to see how that evolves. It's not expected to pick up activity for a little bit, but eventually it'll probably get pretty hot out here in Kansas and Nebraska. Talking temperatures up to 105 degrees Fahrenheit in nice locations. And then this is where it's going to pick up. We're talking widespread 105 degrees Fahrenheit, and I wouldn't rule out isolated locations up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. But the GFS doesn't go past this. Wait, that's concerning. Yeah, we're definitely talking isolated temperatures up to 100 and possibly 15 degrees Fahrenheit. So I would be ready, guys. This is actually long term, so I don't know how this is going to play out. But it does look like we do got more significant heat on the way. It is something it's not something to panic about, but it's something to be aware of. It's something to have ways to receive alerts. And so as you can see right now, they don't really they do have extreme heat warnings, for Oklahoma, but there were a lot of the heat warnings and stuff like that in the Great Plains have been canceled. You should have checked these areas before this heat wave died out. It was insane. And real quick, I'm gonna go over the apparent heat here in the far southwest. It is getting hot out here as well. And I'd say you guys are probably a bit used to this. But we're talking widespread temperatures up to 105, isolated locations up to 110, maybe 15 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure if this is a really heat wave or not, but you guys are going to have to let me know in the comments. You don't have to, but I'd appreciate it. I don't think that this is anything too rare. It's not something that happens every day, but I don't think it's that rare. I think this is something that happens every once in a while. But anyways, that'll be it for today's forecast. If you want to spread the word out there, you can share this forecast. I'm not forcing you to, but I'd appreciate it if you want to spread the word weather out there. If you can't share this forecast, then just tell these people what I said. And Jesus loves you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.